You would be forgiven for mistaking the geological depression as a famous Hell's Kitchen, a tourist destination in Malindi town. At first glance, it has all the beautiful nooks and crannies to match that made the locals name the area Magegania, meaning wonders in the local Kikuyu dialect. However, the beauty stops there. Welcome to Ngaini in Kiharu constituency of Murang'a County. The village is minutes away from Sagana town, a town that is known for its river, the Sagana River. The river acts as a great divide that separates Murang'a and Kirinyaga counties. The mini canyon forms part of the numerous gullies that riddle Ngaini village. On closer scrutiny, we discover that the area is covered by gullies which are spread far too close to the homesteads. In the first homestead where we seek answers, we find a man who lives with his elderly mother. He narrates to us how the gullies came and when they first saw them. His neighbor, also a relative, has been living in the area for only a couple of years. She tells us her experiences of living right next to the gullies. From homestead to homestead, it's one recollection after another of how and when the gullies formed. We meet a younger man, Francis Mwangi, who has his own experience with the gullies. We decide to go to the family that Mwangi talks of and get an insight of their decision not to move, even after such imminent danger of their homestead being swallowed up.
Tondu haha niho hega ri makiria gutiri gundu kungi na kurugongo ni kugwatukira ri makiria muno nyui mundu acira ihoro wa guthama ira handu hangi ungigithie ugu hatire handu hangi.
The area rests in the ball of the land at the lowlands and is surrounded by the Kiambicho Hills. Indeed, heavy rains from the hills would be no match for an area that has poor sandy soils with little to no tree cover. Without agriculture to rely on, the residents are left with no option but to resort to sand harvesting.
Ona no ngora ndi hari go muthangaini ni wenza ungire ni atumia guku. Gutire wira andu marutaga. Wira ora mehokete ni ucio wa muthanga. Kurima ni magatubebe. No nywana ndungikiria mbembe icio rakirima ciithe no nginya uri getha tubesa. Mite ni tuhandaga. No ringi guku ni wakiona kuhana. Wathi nyingi wa kwa muthanga gwakiuma hendi nguka icio ma makiria mugacoka ringi makaraini nyona gutingi gikoro guo ta matura mare mangi mitira nyingi murahandite mukambiria gutema nguka cia kiuma.
The area is rich in sandy deposits. The sandy soil has an erosivity level which is too high. Therefore, once the rains pour, they carry away the light layer of topsoil, leaving behind the sand that lies beneath. The residents eke a living from this readily available building raw material. The gullies bespeak of excessive exploitation, which is evidenced by the sand transportation lorries that constantly pry the bad parts beside the gullies. Indeed, no house will be built without sand, a factor of construction that the people of Ngaini are well aware of. Every piece of land they lose to uncontrolled mining is translated to sand, which goes to build Sagana town and the neighboring towns. Being a locally available product, a full lorry's quantity of the sand retails at a measly 1,500 shillings.
No riu na ithu tutingihota no twithie ho kuia tondu nani ni hingaga ndahinga anake akwa nao magoka ho makaruta tondu already ni muhutu mwe akuria atiriri ndamuri wenjire niki ni kuhugota gwika atia riu kihonia takorotwo no ndungi riu tutungika tuteithike ni wega makiria.
This excessive mining has posed an environmental concern by aggravating the gully erosion into an environmental and safety crisis. An environmentalist visiting the area echoed these sentiments.
Farmers of this place have literally lost their land due to erosion and degradation. In normal terms, we shall call this a hotspot, but this is bigger than a hotspot, because a hotspot in an area where you can take action on the spot and you heal. This is an area where the degradation has bypassed what we call a hotspot, because as you can see in the background, this is not an area where the local people can take action. This is caused by three factors. One, poor farming methods upstream. Number two, all the water from the hills. As you can see, we are near the Kiambicho Hills. All the water from the hills, it comes down here. It concentrates in this area. The third important point that you should note is that there is a lot of sand mining in this place. And I suspect it is not controlled mining.
However, the buck stops with concerted efforts from many, including government officials, to correct the situation.
This is not an area we expect people of Kiambisho to take action. We expect the county government. We expect the national government. We join hands and address these issues from the source. We expect the Kenya Forest Service to conserve their Kiambisho hilltops. We expect the farmers upstream to manage their farms better, contain the water and the soil within their farm.
For the people of Magegania, it is a hopeless tale that has an even bleaker future. They decry no other source of income and hold on to their shovels as they do what they know best. They helplessly watch as their land is lost portion by portion to steadfast erosion and uncontrolled sand harvesting through their very hands and of those around them.
Migaire ya mugunda ikagia no kunde tonyo akiona tukiria ingi toni wiki ndikiriko kwira anake ange na makena twana twao tondu tariu ona ndungigetina nika ungitina nika mundu eyo ereha ni ugwitigira ndugathi ningi uheo haria hatukumakiria uge nyingi ni akiheo hega nurakiwona.
The fate of Ngaini is still to be decided based on the decisions and concerted efforts that must be made by different government officials, environmentalists, different stakeholders and residents. And the environmentalist has advised on lessons that must be learned from Magegania in Ngaini.
All of us need to take immediate action, recognize we are not the last generation, we have to conserve for tomorrow.